Hey there, Pokefans. Happy Sunday, and welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Matt, and we're going to continue our seasonal rank climb through the ladder using a team that we built from scratch. So, October is almost done. We've only got 9 days left, and I've been reflecting a little bit of what I would like to do for the rest of the month and frankly the rest of the year. I think I'm going to continue doing all of the Pokemon content, but I do want to level up my content a little bit, which may or may not take me a little bit more time to edit the videos because I do work and do things outside of YouTube. So I'm going to do my best to make sure that you guys have a good video to watch almost 7 days a week. The idea is to post a video, so I will be recording a lot and then making changes to the team whenever I can in between videos. So if it means that I have to post every other day, then every other day you guys will have a new video. But if I can and I can get these things rolling pretty easily, then I will do that as well. For now, we're going to continue on with our 5 battles for today. I'm not going to do 6. But we'll do 5, and I'll see you guys at the end. Let's get it. All right, first match of the day is ready to go. Wow, this is a weird team. I will say. Okay, so we got Low Kicks, Illumise, Chi-Yu, Ursaluna, which is a Blood Moon, Empoleon, and Chien-Pao. Okay, well, Illumise is gonna be obviously doing like Tailwind, right? But we do have some Pokemon that do really well in like Trick Room as well, so it's gonna be really interesting. We'll come in with Tornadus, Garchomp, mostly physical attackers. I think 1, 2. I think Lokix makes number 3. We'll bring in Iron Hands. And I'll bring in Urshifu. I'll leave Urshifu in the back just so that we have an easier time dealing with the Pokemon in front of us. I don't know realistically what a lot of these people do. Low Kicks, I know for sure, will have tinted lens. I'm going to adjust the microphone, so I apologize in advance. So we have Empoleon and Ursaluna. All right. There we go. Okay, so for us, let's go ahead and do Bleak Wind Storm so that we could take advantage of something there, and then Stomping Tantrum, the Empoleon, maybe? This is a water type. It's also steel. Yeah, Stomping Tantrum on the Empoleon. Right now we outspeed both of them, so I don't really have to worry about doing Tailwind. Hit the Empoleon with Stomping Tantrum. Citrus Berry will activate on their side of the field. Bring it back up to yellow, so it's about 40%. Bleak Wind Storm does not get the KO, but it will do damage. Icy Wind, gonna damaging our Garchomp just a little bit. Hyper Voice does not get the KO, but gets really close, but the Throat Spray from the Ursaluna will proc. Okay. So Bleak Wind, and then we'll go right with the Stomping Tantrum again. So the thing that we can do, it's not the only thing, but it's the thing that I'm deciding to do. I could swap, but that Throat Spray now is going to cause more issues. With your Empoleon, hopefully they bring out a flying type. Chi-Yu, oh, that's terrible. This is gonna hurt Chi-Yu a lot. Lower down special defenses due to its Beads of Ruin. Vacuum Wave. Attack that always hits first. Okay. Okay. Bleak Wind. Does not KO the Ursaluna, but it will do damage. Okay, now we'll go ahead and bring out Urshifu. Okay, by this time, Tornadus has pretty much served his purpose. So we can do. Actually, do you think he would? You know what? Vacuum Wave's a finding type move, so we'll terrestrialize Tornadus, and then we're gonna Surging Strikes into the Chi-Yu. Because we're going to Tailwind. They're going to withdraw Chi-Yu, which is totally fine. To bring back out Empoleon. So I think they're trying to save their win condition, or just really try to test out the team and whether or not that it could survive a couple of moves. We're gonna do this so Vacuum Wave doesn't hit Tornadus, but Mind's Eye may still make it hit. I'm not sure. We'll see. Vacuum Wave, yep, does still. Okay. I mean, it was a good strat. If it wasn't Mind's Eye, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but we did get off Tailwind, which is his thing. Surgeon Strikes now goes into a Apollyon, which is going to knock him out. Hit 2 turns. Bring on Iron Hands. Man, Mind's Eye. Like, that one's the only one that trips me up all the time, because I think, oh, maybe because of this, it won't hurt this. No, it does. It just does. Can't avoid it. Won't try it. So we won't. Okay, so fake out the Chi and Pow so that I can Surging Strikes the Ursaluna. We're getting rid of the fact that he may want to what is it? Sucker Punch? Sucker Punch is slower speed than Fake Out. So the general hope that I have right now is so that it goes through without getting interrupted. Here comes the Terra. It's probably going to be the Chien-Pao. It is. And it's Ghost. Yep, Fake Out does nothing. Crap. Okay. I mean, we still take out the Ursaluna, but I was really hoping. I should have just hit Ursaluna. Surgeon Strike still goes before. So no Vacuum Wave. We take that Pokemon down, and here comes something from Chien-Pao. Ice Spinner right into Iron Hands. You deal with that. Chi-Yu comes out. Lower down the special defenses of all the Pokemon. Drain Punch on the Chi-Yu, and I'm just going to go right ahead and hit Chien-Pao with Surgeon Strikes, which Ice Shard does hit Iron Hands, does nothing. This is going to knock out Chien-Pao. Three attacks, takes down Chien-Pao. Focus Sash does not get to activate because I hit it once before. And Heat Wave. Burt Urshifu. And now I Drain Punch it right in the face. Gets the knockout. And we win the match. First dub of the video. Let's go. Alright, next match is up. We've got Rillaboom, Arcanine, which is Hisuian, Tyranitar, Como-O, Fluttermane, and Iron Bundle. Okay. I'm going to need to be able to outspeed both Iron Bundle and Fluttermane, so I'm going to bring in Tornadus. Garchomp, Urshifu. 1, 2. Don't really want to bring in Arcanine, but he might be the best one to bring in. Iron Hands. We'll leave Sinistcha and Arcanine in the back. We're doing this so that we can prevent certain knockouts. Yes, I do withstand Fluttermane's attacks a little bit more, but if it's like teamed up with Como-O, which I know will have a fighting type move, could one-shot my Hisuian Arcanine. Could, absolutely could, and which would make it really hard to withstand that kind of onslaught, but I also don't want to be on the other side of like Iron Bundle. So hopefully with the switch up and Iron Hands being inside the team, I'll be able to withstand a little bit more of those moves. But I just want to be able to outspeed not only Fluttermane, but Iron Bundle, if in fact that comes out. Arcanine and Fluttermane comes out first. Versus Tornadus and Garchomp. Okay, so for this attempt, I'm going to immediately need to transform Garchomp. One, I don't need to get burnt, and I also need to not get one shot by this Fluttermane, who right now may not be faster than me. So we're going to go ahead and Tailwind, Terra, Stomping Tantrum, the Arcanine. take out this Arcanine as soon as possible because he is ×4 weak against ground. Like Landorus kills him all the time, so this should one-shot him. Should being the keyword. We'll see. Withdrew the Arcanine, totally fine. Sent out the Rillaboom. Oh, well. My attacks do nothing. Ooh, the recording software is acting a little slow. There we go. Picked up on the frames. Hopefully it didn't drop too much. Tailwind. Stompy Tantrum. That's just like nothing. Dazzling Leap. Oop. Garchomp heals a little bit. Rillaboom heals a little bit. Bleak Wind is going to hit, and I'm going to swap out to Iron Hands. Because Stomping Tantrum isn't going to do a whole lot because of the Grassy Surge. It lowers down ground type moves by half. So even if I could knock out Rillaboom right now, I can't. Takes out half the damage. As much as I like Choice Scarf on Garchomp, I might be switching over to Life Orb just to get a little bit more damage out. But it's not bad. For the purposes of right now, it's not bad. We got Iron Hands so that we have a little bit more to work with. Bleak Wind Storm. Does a lot of damage to that Rillaboom. If I maybe would have attacked, I don't think it would have knocked him out, but I dropped the speed on both Pokemon on that side of the field. That nope. Moonblast into the Tornadus is going to knock him out, which is unfortunate. And ooh, I horsepower over to the Iron Hands. It's going to heal up just a little bit. So we do have Tailwind. Let's do that. Let's knock out this Fluttermane and we'll knock out this Rillaboom as well. Actually, we will do... oh, crap. Whatever. Why'd I do that? That's so stupid. Why'd I do that? Ugh. I was like, oh, we'll just attack it to the Fluttermane, knock it down, and then, you know, maybe hit the Rillaboom with something. It's like, oh, wait, no, I could U-turn and then fake out the Fluttermane. No, because it's not effective against fake out. Maybe if it was gonna Terra, that was cool. Grassy Glide goes right into the Urshifu, which is gonna knock him out because that is a priority move. Why didn't... Oh my god, I am such a scrub. Dazzling Gleam hits. Iron Hands does not get the KO. Gets really, really low, though. I pretty much threw. I threw this. I absolutely threw this. Alright, Garchomp hits Fluttermane with the Iron Head, and I'm just going to go Drain Punch right to the Rillaboom. He's going to knock out Iron Hands. I don't think he's going to knock out Garchomp, but he's definitely going to knock out the Iron Hands. Iron Hands too low. Grassy Glide right into the Iron Hands. Does get the KO. Oh, shucks. Okay. Iron Head. Boop. Survives? Does not have enough to make the substitute. Survives with low HP. You've got to be kidding me. No, actually, that makes sense. Honestly. It does make sense. A lot of people are building Fluttermane's bulkier. So, but we're going to take out the Fluttermane finally. Finally. Should have been taken out months ago, but high horsepower. Boop. Rough Skin does hurt the Rillaboom. It does not get the KO though, but it does hurt him. All right, so the grassy field does go away. About time. Here comes the Arcanine. Attack drops. We're gonna hit the Rillaboom. Boop. Still not KO, Ranger. You got to be kidding me. -1. But still, Garchomp, come on, man. You should be able to, even at -1, you should be able to knock people out. Like, bro. That was completely my fault, though, not my Pokemon's fault. Like, I literally threw. God dang it. All right, next match is up. We've got Alolan Ninetales, Chandelure, Chien-Pao, Roaring Moon, Scizor, and Ogerpon. Okay, so here's the sitch. We can knock out a lot of these Pokemon right now, and we're going to. That is a full force of physical attackers except for Alolan Ninetales and Chandelure. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring in Tornadus and Garchomp to start, and then we will finish it up with Iron Hands. And I'm kind of digging the Arcanine angle, but I don't know if it's gonna be what we want to do. Probably not. Bug does take down Grass type. So Sinistcha is not going to come in here either, because if it's a Scizor, Bullet Punch is going to hurt a lot. And I believe that is a Bug type move. It could be Steel. I want to say Steel, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to bring in these four. Absolutely. I want to outspeed Roaring Moon and Ogerpon versus Garchomp and Tornadus. Booster energy activates on the Roaring Moon, activating its attack. Nope, speed. Speed was heightened. Let's go. Okay, so we're going to first activate Tailwind, and I'm going to go ahead and Dragon Claw. Actually, ooh, that's a good question. Rock Slide. Here comes the Terra on their side. It's on the Roaring Moon. Changing it to Flying. See what happens when we take like 2 seconds. And here comes the Follow Me. Oh, no Follow Me. Tailwind activates, so now we become faster. Rock Slide. Misses Roaring Moon, but hits the Ogerpon. Why did you miss the Roaring Moon's a huge target. Tailwind goes off on that side of the field. And Ogerpon and Flinch cannot move. Let's go. Leak Wind. And Rock Slide again. I'm not using my Terra in front of this Ogerpon, but if any of my Pokemon get knocked out, I am definitely going to be able to take advantage of this. So let's see what you do. What do you do? What would be my option here? Maybe retreat Ogerpon so it doesn't get knocked out here? Because Tornadus threatens it right now. I don't know if they put any defenses or any points into special defense, so it's going to be really, really hard. They already Terra'd, so there's no boost in their special defenses on Ogerpon's side. Roaring Moon will use Acrobatics. How are you faster than all of my Pokemon, including Garchomp? Rock Slide. Leak Wind. Shit hit both. There's the double KO. The Acrobatics did go into, I believe, Tornadus, and he just barely lived. But Ogerpon and Roaring Moon go down with the Rock Slide Leak Wind combo. So I know that he's naturally faster than Garchomp, and with the booster energy raising it up by 50%, and then again with the Tailwind, I pretty much have, well, no, maybe not. Maybe that's how I was able to not get it. It's because I knew that, yeah. Maybe because of that little bit of a boost was it. We're going to protect on the Tornadus. Terra Fire, Rock Slide. That way I don't get Will-O-Wisped here by the Chandelure, and he could do other moves too, but I do not want to get burnt, and I do not want to get auto-KO'd by Chien-Pao. This Ice Spinner into that slot was going to get really, really dreadful, but we're going to protect on the Tornadus and Rock Slide. Breaking the Sash on Chien-Pao, instantly KOing that Chandelure because it was a crit, I believe. The crit's coming in clutch. Sacred Sword goes right into Garchomp. That's not bad. Rough Skin hurts it just a little bit more. Bleak Wind, and I'm just going to Rock Slide again. This game's over. Match number 3 was a W. Let's go. All right, next match is up. We've got Salamence, Kingambit, Fluttermane, Chi-Yu, Ogerpon, and Iron Hands. So mostly special attackers here. No, I shouldn't say that. Maybe 2 special attackers, the rest are physical. I don't remember what Salamence is. I think he's physical. But it could just be like a Tailwind user, so it's more like a setup, but can withstand a couple more hits. We'll play it safe. We'll bring in Tornadus and Garchomp, because I think I do outspeed Salamence in that regard. Iron Hands, and again, I don't want to get stuck on the outside with Ogerpon, so I'm going to bring in Urshifu. Now, if in fact I have Tornadus out there and Urshifu, if I see Chi-Yu, I need to automatically assume that Ogerpon is going to be swapped out of that spot and come in, so no Surging Strikes if I see Chi-Yu. Without Ogerpon being knocked out, I need to assume that he's just going to swap in and just be like, surprise, and then I'm going to be like healing the Ogerpon. And then if Follow Me comes up, it's like, okay, well, there's that. Like, game over, pretty much. We do not want the game overs. No game overs, please. Okay, Salamence and Iron Hands. There's just Tornadus and Garchomp. Intimidate goes off by the Salamence. So I'm going to taunt the Salamence, and I'm going to retreat to my own Iron Hands. I'm assuming Fake Out's going to come in, and they're probably going to gesture it over to Tornadus, and which is fine, or they could just go for the Wild Charge and completely, gas me up. But I have to assume that they're going to Fake Out Garchomp and maybe do something with your Salamence, so my taunt target goes away. Brings in Chi-Yu. So hoping to lower down the damage that I would have taken. There's the Fake Out, so I did assume correctly. Taunt comes in, does not affect the Chi-Yu. Bring back in Garchomp, and I'm going to Drain Punch the Chi-Yu. They're probably going to swap to something else, but I'm taking out the Tornadus so that I do not get hit with Wild Charge that may come out. Here comes the Terra. Chi-Yu. In fact, for the Chi-Yu, Fire. Ghost. Drain Punch does nothing. Good call. I'm being read like a book. Not good. Overheat. Over to the Iron Hands. Does not get the KO. Does do a lot of damage, though. Drain Punch does get the KO, though. That will get the KO. We'll bring back Tornadus. We won't reveal our fourth just yet. But I'm going to go ahead and Stomping Tantrum the Iron Hands. And I'm going to Bleak Windstorm that side of the field. This is their way of... You could have retreated the Iron Hands and maybe got the same result, because Salamence now comes back out, which is flying. Intimidate does come in and does lower my attack 1 stage. you withdraw the Iron Hands as well to bring out Ogerpon. Ooh, terrible decision. Stompy Tantrum. I think you're in range. Almost. Almost. Stopping Tantrum and Bleak Wind. Here we go. Knock out the Ogerpon. Spiky Shield would have been useful there. Almost. And Bleak Wind Storm takes down the Salamence. And we're not under Tailwind, I believe. I believe. I could be wrong, but that's what I am assuming. Iron Hands comes out. And here comes Chi. Now for this, because of Wild Charge, I am going to Terra my Tornadoes. Actually, we'll swap to Urshifu because Ogerpon's no longer here. Terra, Bleak Wind. His Fake Out may come from that Iron Hands. And Overheat may come out as well, and I want to try to avoid that as much as possible. Now, if Fake Out does come out, it is going to hit the Urshifu, which is going to be very unfortunate. Or it could go into the Tornadus slot. Tornadus is very, very strong. I like having very offensive Pokemon. Fake Out goes into the Urshifu, so I did call that correctly. Here comes the Bleak Wind Storm, though. Does a little bit of damage to both Pokemon. And drops the speed in the Iron Hands. Urshifu does avoid the Heat Wave, and Tornadus goes down. I wonder if that's Spect. That's a lot of damage, and that was an off-typing thing. If I had to guess, that is Spect cheap. Okay. Surgeon strikes the Chi-Yu and Stomping Tantrum the Iron Hands. Stomping Tantrum. Boop. Does not get the KO. Gets really, really close though. Chi-Yu does Heat Wave. Does very little damage to both my Pokemon. Surgeon strikes right into that Chi-Yu is going to knock it out. Now, Iron Hands. Which one do you hit? If you hit the Garchomp, you've guessed correctly. If you hit the Urshifu, you didn't guess correctly. Drain Punch into the Urshifu, did not guess correctly. I'm only saying he didn't guess correctly because if he would have knocked out the Garchomp, he would have survived the next couple of hits from Urshifu. Stompy Tantrum. Boop. Just only because of the fact that Garchomp is scarfed. He can't go into anything else, and I'm using a super effective move. And Urshifu couldn't. So that's the whole thing. All right, our next match is up and ready to go. We've got Rillaboom, Iron Bundle, Arcanine, Fluttermane, Kuma-Oh, and Tyranitar. Okay, so let's see. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so if I wanted to knock out this Pokemon, or at least this set, I could figure out a way to be able to do that. Let's go ahead and bring in Tornadus. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and do our set that we've been kind of bringing in so far. So the Garchomp, Iron Hands, Tornadus. Do we need to swap out? I mean, T-Tar would be really, really terrible to swap out too. So we'll bring in Urshifu. Again, I don't want to get stuck on the other side of like Iron Bundle or Fluttermane for a lot of different Pokemon, but I do have natural defenses to Fluttermane already. Not necessarily the Iron Bundle, but I do have defenses against the other two. So we'll see. I can't read any of those. Okay, it's Rillaboom and Iron Bundle versus Tornadus and Garchomp. Grassy Surge comes up on that side of the field. Now I do have to worry about Fake Out first and foremost. And the Quark Drive is activated on that little guy over there. Okay. So, what should we do? Fake Out's probably going to hit. But I need to get Tailwind off so that I outspeed Iron Bundle. So we'll Terra, Tailwind, swap to Iron Hands, and kind of make him sweat a little bit. Terra to go so that I don't get one-shotted by Freeze Dry and or anything else. So I lose my Terra advantage, but if it saves Tornadus, I'm okay with it for the most part. Tailwind goes off. Icy Wind. Good speed control. Wood Hammer. Just right into that Iron Hands does a lot of damage, but I will survive. And everyone begins to heal. Everyone except for the Iron Bundle. Bleak Wind, and I'm going to then Fake Out the Rillaboom. I'm assuming that Iron Bundle's gonna Terra here to be Ghost, so that Drain Punch won't work, Fake Out won't work, and it could be anything else, but I'm instantly assuming that those two are gonna be it. Withdraws instead to bring out someone I can't read. Come on, oh. And they're gonna Terra Rillaboom. And what are you becoming? You're already grass. Why double into that slot? Are you gonna try to like 2 times Grassy Glad or something? Fake Out goes right into that Rillaboom slot, so no Grassy Glad for you. Bleak Wind Storm knocks down the Rillaboom and drops the speed of the Kommo-o. And because he just swapped in this turn, he can't do anything. Tornadus gets to heal for free. Leftovers on the Kommo-o. Okay, gotcha. I can't read that. Fluttermane. Bleak Wind, and I'm just gonna Heavy Slam into that slot. Hoping for the best. Kommo is gonna protect. Good. Good call. Bleak Wind Storm does not hit the protect. Will it hit the Fluttermane though? Will hit the Fluttermane. That's a decent amount of damage. Drops the speed 1 stage. Dazzling Gleam. Does knock out the Iron Hands. Does not KO the Tornadus though. Just barely holds on. Just barely holds on. That's my Tailwind. Tailwind's looking good. Okay. Send out Garchomp now. Oh, is my Tailwind. One more turn. Bleak Wind, hopefully it hits. And we're going to go ahead and hit the Fluttermane with Iron Head. Goes first. Boop. And Bleak Wind, single target, will knock down the Kommo-o. It is now just the Iron Bundle in the back, which no longer has this 309 speed. Instead, only have this 206. So now we'll go ahead and protect. No. Bleak Wind, and I'm going to swap to Urshifu immediately. Immediately. Okay. You did not disconnect me at the final act of the game. You did not just do that. Please tell me they rage quit. Don't tell me I did it. I'm going to be so mad. Okay, it was them. I was going to be so upset. It's like, are you serious right now? Bro. All right, and our final match of the day, because I forgot that I was only recording 5 and not 6. So here's your bonus match. We've got Tornadus, Fluttermane, Ogerpon, Rillaboom, Chien-Pao, and Dragonite. So we will have to kind of weaken them if we possibly can, as much as possible. So we do need to be able to outspeed, so we're going to bring in our own Tornadus, and we're going to, I think, start off the fight with Iron Hands to maybe put Tornadus like underneath the microscope immediately, and then we're going to bring in the Arcanine. Oops. Delay there, just so that we can kind of switch them in and get that minus stats as much as possible. And then to deal with the Fluttermane though, I mean, we could bring in Garchomp. Garchomp does seem like the best option. We could also bring in Chien-Pao, or not Chien-Pao, but Urshifu to be able to deal with that as well. Actually, I'm going to take out Arcanine, and yeah, God, yeah, do I? Yeah, we'll bring in our 4. I'm getting stuck sitting with my 4 combo. I mean, they're good. They're excellent. They're fantastic. I'm just worried about the wrong Pokemon at the wrong time. But I think this setup is what I'm going to be able to work out with. Chien-Pao versus Dragonite versus Iron Hands and Tornadus on my side of the field. The crappy thing is that immediately puts Tornadus into a rare spot. So we're going to Terra, and I'm going to Bleak Wind so that we could just get it right off the bat. I'm going to Fake Out. Actually, no, I'm not, because that's not how this works. That's Inner Focus. Inner Focus is huge right now on the ladder. Like, if you check the Pokemon Home app, it is 100% or like 60% Inner Focus. Very, very rare is it anything else. Swap out Dragonite for Fluttermane to then Terra Chien-Pao to be Ghost. Yep. So my Drain Punch isn't going to do anything. But you also prevented my Fake Out into that slot because it's probably something different. But I'm also going to Terra, and I'm going to tear up my Tornadus so that I don't get Icicle Crash to death. Because otherwise, there's nothing really much to do. But you did predict my Drain Punch going into Chien-Pao. So a very, very useful turn. Icicle Crash goes into Tornadus, just barely survives. Bleak Wind Storm hits both. Chien-Pao goes down to yellow. Fluttermane speed drops 1 stage, and Drain Punch does nothing because it just wanted to look pretty. That's all. I'm gonna Tailwind immediately now, just because I need to. And I'm gonna wild Heavy Slam, not wild. Wow. Chien-Pao will Sucker Punch, does nothing to the Tornadus because I decide to Tailwind instead, because Tailwind is better. Because I need to set up for the people in the back. Heavy Slam right into that Fluttermane, gets it right out of here. Get out. That -1 speed made you slower than Iron Hands. I want that trainer to think about that and be like, bro. In comes Dragonite again. Okay. So now I'm going to protect on Tornadus. And I'm going to Wild Charge the Chien-Pao. What you going to do? Protect on the Tornadus. I don't want you to see what's in the back unless you have to. Sucker Punch again to the Tornadus, but it fails. Bro Chacho, you have another Pokemon on the side of the field that you're ignoring on purpose. Why? Chien-Pao goes down from the Wild Charge, and Dragonite just kind of sitting there looking pretty. The recoil damage is so minuscule. Stomping Tantrum goes right into the Iron Hands. It does quite a bit of damage, I won't lie. That's quite a bit. And they bring out the Ogerpon. Ogerpon hits the field with its Molt Breaker, so it can hit anyone that says that it can't. So like Flash Fire does not work on Ogerpon. Well, we're gonna do this instead. I'm gonna Drain Punch, Blake Windstorm, that side of the field. It does hit. Ogerpon gets down to the red. Dragonite does get hit for very little. Speed drops on the Ogerpon. Guess what? Drain Punch. Boop. Bop. And I heal for a little bit more. The Stomping Tantrum could go into that slot, and if it does, it definitely knocks out my Iron Hands, and then they kind of get screwed. Stomping Tantrum. Boop. You completely ignored that Pokemon until just now. Tornadus is still on the field since turn 1 and will remain on the field afterwards. Because here comes my man Garchomp. Oh my gosh. Bleak Windstorm and then Dragon Claw for the game. Battle's canceled. Oh my Jesus. How many games? Like, we did 6 games. How many ones was that? Did I go 5-1 today? I threw 1 match, I think. I shouldn't say I got Water Ogerpon, Iron Hands, Landorus, Heatran, Fluttermane, and Monkey Dory. Okay, that's new. That's a poison psychic type, so anyone that's dark could be able to take care of that. I fortunately don't have, but that's totally fine. We're gonna need to be able to outspeed the Fluttermane though, in case if it has 307. And I also want to knock out that Ogerpon as quickly as possible. So I think what I'll do is I'll walk in with Urshifu and Tornadus to do like the Bleak Wind. I want to say a close combat, but since he's got U-turn, I can definitely use that to my advantage. I'll bring in Iron Hands. After that, still 3v3. That's not too bad. And which one's a good one to bring into the 4th? I kind of want to bring in Garchomp, but if I do, I'm kind of left open a little. I'll do that. Bringing in our first 4 just to kind of see what happens. He's scarfed, so it's not like he's not going to be outspeeding like a lot of people, but I just need to make sure that I outspeed the Fluttermane first and foremost. Okay, let's see what you got. Fluttermane and Monkey Dory. So I do have to keep an eye out for what they could bring in the back. I do not see Tailwind, or I do not see what's the thing, Booster Energy, but I am going to use Tailwind first and foremost. Terra Water, and I'm going to Surging Strikes. I'm going to hit the Monkey Dory first. I think the best option is to hit Fluttermane. Oh, maybe Ogre. Oh, it's a good thing I didn't hit I didn't hit Fluttermane. Ooh, I was like, oh man, it would be great to hit Fluttermane first to knock it out, but they probably won't think that I'll hit the Monkey Dory, so I'll just focus on that. I'm glad that I did that because this would have been like a terrible turn. Plus, I'm going to be locked into Surging Strikes. But I'm going to hit Tailwind so that I outspeed that side of the field regardless if Fluttermane's there or not. Surging Strikes goes around to the Monkey Dory. Oh, that is terrible timing. And Monkey Dory goes down. Hit 2 times. Okay, go ahead and bring out your Pokemon. Here is Fluttermane again in the Luxury Ball because it is shiny. We're going to go ahead and Bleak Wind so that we can take care of that. Now, it does use U-turn, so I'm going to swap over to the Iron Hands so that I can get the Fake Out next turn and I don't have to worry about getting like one-shotted right away. Because it's probably going to like, hey, look at me while you're trying to beat up my Fluttermane, and I'm just going to be like, no, I want to do this instead. They're going to Terra. And it's going to be the Ogerpon. Okay, now I no longer have to worry about Surging Strikes. They got rid of their Water Absorb. body aspect. But they did take down the Bleak Windstorm damage that they could have received. It dodges both of them. Yay. Okay, great. Thunderbolt over on the Iron Hands is not super effective. Horn Leech also isn't super effective. Nice try. Bleak Wind again. And I'm just going to go ahead and fake out. Actually, Heavy Slam. We're going to Heavy Slam the Fluttermane. Bleak Wind hits both. Not as much damage as I would like, but that's okay. Thunderbolt onto the Tornadus. Does get the KO, but that's totally fine. It will knock him out. And Ivy Cudgel on the Water Ogerpon. Goes to my Iron Hands. Does not get the KO, but barely holds on. Heavy Slam will take down the Fluttermane. I'll bring on Garchomp. And this is Landorus. Okay. So, what should I do here? I think Rock Slide would be best to spam. And then maybe Drain Punch on the Ogerpon if I get the flinches. That's what I'm hoping. Rock Slide. Misses the Landorus, which is unfortunate. Stomping Tantrum goes into the Iron Hands, which is going to knock him out. I could have swapped over to Urshifu, but his HP was really, really low, so it's kind of like, do I really want to risk it? Horn Leech goes into the Garchomp, does very little damage, but it will heal up the Ogerpon for quite a bit. Rough Skin's going to do that damage back, and Tailwind is now gone. So now we'll bring back out Urshifu. Rock Slide, and I'm going to go straight into Surging Strikes. Actually, close combat the Ogerpon. I don't want to Surging Strike say, yeah, I can knock out the Landorus in one hit, but I don't think I outspeed him. But if I can get the flinch, but I can knock out the Ogerpon, it's better. Stomping Tantrum goes right into the Garchomp. I do outspeed the Landorus, but I do not outspeed. Oh! These Pokemon are considerably faster. And because of that, it's going to be really, really hard to beat them now. Close combat. One-hit KOs that Ogerpon from almost full HP. Ooh. Oh boy. I think I still lose this though, only because of the fact if I don't get the flinches here, I'm not going to do enough damage. Stomping Tantrum goes over to the Urshifu, knocks him out. I have to get the flinch here, otherwise I lose. That's just how it goes. Rock Slide goes in. Do I get the flinch? I do get the flinch. Now I just need to get it 2 more times. Flinch. Nope. Okay. I probably would have oh. Did I win? No, they attacked. Yeah. I was like, that's a double KO there, but since he was the attacker, he technically won. There's hardly any draws in VGC, and I love that because it's like you either win or you lose. There's no middle in between. All right, next match is up. We've got... Uh-oh. Okay, good. Thankfully, all my recordings go on the PC first, and then it goes over to the hard drive, so I didn't lose anything. Next match is going to be Alolan Ninetales, Glimmora, Dragonite, Chien-Pao, Dodonzo, and Tatsugiri. Oh, no. Okay. This is going to be fun. Well, I don't have to Oh, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I'm trying to question whether or not, like, how did Ogerpon outspeed Urshifu? Urshifu has got like 149, so they have to dedicate a lot to be able to outspeed him. Probably 150. But I have to worry about the match in front of me first. I don't really have to worry about speed, so I don't really think I have to bring in Tornadus, but taunting the Alolan Ninetales would probably be best. We'll bring in Tornadus, Garchomp, so that we can knock out the Tatsugiri or the Dragonite if we need to. Iron Hand, so that we can deal with everything else. Yeah, we'll bring in the first 4 again. I don't really want to focus clearly on the first 4, period, but I end up having to. It's weird. I don't want to. Okay. All right, they open up Glamora and Alolan Ninetales, so it did start to snow. So there's that going forward. We're gonna go taunt the Alolan Ninetales. I'm gonna Terra so I don't get one shot, and then I'm gonna Stomping Tantrum the Glamora. ×4 to ice is really, really hard. I mean, I should have gone like Iron Head to go right into the Alolan Ninetales, but that's a mistake on my part mostly. Rock still hurt ice type, so I guess that doesn't do anything. Oh, well, they protect, so that's cool. Taunt, protected. Stomping Tantrum into the Glamora. Almost one-shots it. Saves due to the Sash. Okay. But it does drop the Toxic Debris because I did hit it with a physical attack. And Power Gem goes right into the Tornadus, which will get the KO. Power Gem is also going to knock out Tornadus, or not Tornadus, but Garchomp here too. So I have to be very, very careful. Very, very careful. Iron Hands comes out next. He gets poisoned automatically. Now I'm going to go ahead and fake out. No, I'm going to hit the Alolan Ninetales with I think I'm going to double into that slot. I think Spiky Shield's going to come out from Glamora, so I'm going to double into it. Yep, here it is. So, may get Aura Veil off, but I don't think so. Yes, it does. Which will save it from the Heavy Slam, maybe, but the extra damage I just did to it might still put it in range. Still in range. So it comes in and then it leaves. And because Spiky Shield was used, I don't have to worry about getting Power Gemmed in the face. Sent out, I can't read that. Okay. You know, Norton, do not put that stuff in front of me, please. I'm trying to do a battle. Okay. Heavy Slam, what is? Oh, goes to the Glamora. Let's go ahead and Wild Charge the Donzo. And I'm going to go ahead and just double into that slot because he's probably going to swap out. Yes, he did. Here comes the Tatsugiri, so I completely read that. Probably has the Commander ability too. Yes, it does. Why would you have Tatsugiri Dodonzo if you didn't have Commander? +2 on all stats and the Aura Veil. Aurora Veil. That's going to do a lot. That's going to save them a lot. And Garchomp is currently Terra Water. Or Terra Fire. So he's going to be definitely weak against this Dodonzo. They're going to Terra though. And it's going to become Dragon. Okay. You want to play that game? I'm down to play that game. Stomping Tantrum. Boop. Oh, that did like nothing. And I was hurt due to the Rocky Helmet. Wave Crash. Boop. Oh, knocks out Garchomp. Now, Rough Skin is also going to do a little bit of damage. If that didn't knock out Garchomp, I was going to swap out to bring in... bring him back in to do like Dragon Claw. Now the recoil though. That's a lot. Not very effective. Hurt by that, hurt by the recoil, and then hurt by poison. That's a lot of dot damage, like right after another. Okay, Urshifu, come right on out. Urshifu becomes poison. Barrel. Okay, so we're gonna Drain Punch that, and we're just gonna go ahead and Surging Strikes into. Yeah, we're gonna Surging Strikes into Dodonzo because it might not be a lot, but it's hit 3 times and they're all crits. It might put it into range to be able to get hit. Let's hope. All 3 crits. Hurt by the Rocky Helmet. Earthquake. Misses Tatsugiri. Does not get the double KO, but the poison's definitely going to be able to do it. Oh, here comes the Drain Punch. Just barely keeps him out of range. Barely. Both the Pokemon go down due to Glamora's poison. Ah, if I was able to get rid of that Spikes. Not a bad combo. I almost beat him. I almost beat him. Oh, he still had 1 in the back. Oh yeah, Glamora. I didn't knock out Glamora, but it had like literally no HP left. It had 1 HP due to Focus Sash. All right, next match is up. We've got Lycanroc, Sylveon, Tyranitar, Meowscarada, Volcarona, and regular Goodra. Okay. Okay, it still has Sap Sipper. I think Shell Armor with the Hisuian Goodra is a little bit better, but you still come up with the problems of, even though that it is Dragon type, it is part Steel. So Heatran's running around and like Volcaronas and maybe an Arcanines with like the Flare Blitzes is gonna do a lot of damage to that particular Pokemon, which then doesn't do a whole lot when it comes to calking. But it can also be shut down by using Taunt against its Shelter, which then its whole strat is to buff up its defenses so that Body Press does a lot of damage. So it's probably why you guys don't see like a lot of usage in that Pokemon, but it's still fairly decent. In this case though, because Lycanroc is going to be on the field, I'm going to bring in Tornadus so that I can outspeed the Lycanroc with Tailwind. I'm going to bring in the Urshifu out front so that I can knock out the Lycanroc almost right away. Iron Hands, and then I think Meowscarada is a physical attacker. I do think, and it might be best to bring out that Pokemon. Yes. I'm going to bring out Arcanine. I'm going to leave Garchomp and Sinistcha in the back. I don't think Garchomp's going to be able to do a whole lot against this team. So, especially with the moveset it does have, like Iron Head would be really, really good against the Sylveon, but if I could possibly slow it down a bit, I'm going to. So we have a shiny T-Tar and a Lycanroc versus Urshifu and Tornadus on my end. Sandstream goes up, which is totally fine. I'm okay with this. I'm going to activate Tailwind so that I outspeed. Should I no. Tailwind, Terra, Surging Strikes, and I'm going to go straight for the Lycanroc. As an offensive player as I am, or hyper offensive, I like being able just to attack things really, really fast. And if I can knock people out first, that's great. And if I need to, I can swap into other things. But I'm going to activate Tailwind, so hopefully I'll outspeed the Lycanroc now. I think I do. Nope, I don't. Rock Slide goes in, hits the Tornadus, does a lot of damage, still lays up on the field, does nothing to the Urshifu, and he follows up with Surging Strikes into that slot. It is a one-hit KO, but Sash keeps it on with 1 HP. But since it is a 2-hit move, or 3-hit move, it stops the Sag and then goes through, knocking him out. And T-Tar is now by himself, which now does Rock Slide. Fully knocks out the Tornadus, does very little to the Urshifu, but I don't think it really matters now. Because like he can't get like what's the word? He cannot be flinched because T-Tar moves last in the current meta of things. Arcanine comes out on my side of the field. Intimidate. goes off on the now Meowscarada and T-Tar. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and I want to burn Meowscarada, but I think the Flare Blitz into that slot is gonna be much better, and I'm gonna Surge and Strikes into the T-Tar. Surge and Strikes goes first because of Tailwind. Bop. 1 hit, 2 hits, T-Tar goes down. And I might outspeed Meowscarada. Let's see. T-Tar fainted. Flare Blitz, I do outspeed the Meowscarada, goes right into that slot, and Meowscarada goes down in 1 hit. Recall damage is suffered by the Arcanine and is buffed by the Sandstorm. Oh no, Arcanine is not. Urshifu is, but Arcanine is a rock type, which means it gets the same boosts as any other rock type on the field. That's dope. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. We're going to Extreme Speed, and I'm going to Surge and Strikes into that slot. It can't protect because I'm going to go right through it. And Extreme Speed is definitely going to set it up in range. If I didn't knock it out, it's going to get knocked out now. Extreme Speed, bop. No Terra on that side of the field, so... Okay. 1 hit KO. Well, this is more like a team up, but I think it's a 1 hit KO. Still, full sweep. Only one of mine was taken down, and, well, almost 2, but I was able to do it. Good game, though. All right. Next match is Chien-Pao, Toxapex, Heatran, Fluttermane, Brute Bonnet, and Dragonite. So, interesting specs here. What do I do? What do I do? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I think Toxapex is a special attacker. I'm trying to line it up for Arcanine to come out. But it would be good to... Well, no. Dragonite's using Inner Focus. Can't have its stats drop, so let's get him out of the picture. Spore, possibly by Brute Bonnet, but he is a Dark type, so Fighting type moves are going to be really, really good. So Urshifu and Iron Hands should be able to do that, but not necessarily Urshifu because he is Grass. So Surge and Strikes isn't going to do a whole lot. We'll bring in Tornadus and... Garchomp, Urshifu, and Iron Hands will leave the rest in the back. Again, because of inner, what is that? What I call? What was it again? The ability, like Inner Focus, I think. Because of that, I cannot lower down the offense of that Dragonite. Chien-Pao and Fluttermane open up first to Tornadus and Garchomp. Sword of Ruin lowers down all the attacks of people on my side of the field. I'm in a tough spot. I have to Tailwind first and foremost, and then I am going to Terra, so I don't get super affected by whatever happens on that side of the field, either by the Fluttermane or the Chien-Pao. I'm going to Terra Fire, become resistant to Fluttermane, and hit the Chien-Pao with the Rock type move, Rock Slide. It's not going to super affect him enough to like one-shot him, but hopefully get in the flinch. And that's what I would really, really like. Tailwind is going to give us that opportunity to be able to outspeed for the rest of the team in the back. So I'm kind of sacrificing Tornadus for this point, but I'm hoping that he survives. Rock Slide goes down, does a lot of damage, drops him less than half. Dazzling Gleam comes out for the Fluttermane, will not KO the Tornadus, and does very little to Garchomp. But I did get the flinch on one Pokemon, which is great. And I'm just going to go ahead and just Rock Slide it up again. Hopefully this will get us the double KO, because I did a lot of damage to make them below half in the first attack. We'll withdraw Fluttermane to bring out Toxapex. Ooh, shiny. That's dope. Sucker Punch over to the Tornadus, which I should have read that, but I didn't. I did not. So Rock Slide comes out and will knock out the Chien-Pao. Does very little to the Toxapex. Do I have anything that's going to knock out this Toxapex? Stompy Tantrum would. Oh. Okay. Iron Hands, come on out and let's say hello. Dragonite comes out. We're going to fake out the Dragonite, and I'm gonna continue with my Rock Slide Rampage. Getting the flinches off would be detrimental here. I'm not 100% sure what this Toxapex is going to do. I know it's poison, but I also think that it's water. I haven't played with Toxapex in a while. They're going to Terra. It's probably going to go to the Dragonite. It is. And you become Terra Normal. Okay. All right. It's hoping to get the extreme speed span. Bane Bunker. That is the protection. If I hit it with anything, it would poison me on impact. That's what that does. And, ooh, you have the Rocky Helmet. No inner focus. So you had multi-scale. And a rock slide. You dodged the... Really? Dodge everything? Okay. Okay. Kind of want to bring out Urshifu. Yes, I'm going to bring out Urshifu. I'm going to get Garchomp out of there. Because he's not going to be able to get KO'd by anything specifically, but I need to be able to retreat so I can use Stomping Tantrum on that little guy over there. Drain Punch is going to do a lot of damage to that Dragonite. So here comes the extreme speed. Goes right into Iron Hands. Not enough to get the KO because Chien Pao is not on the field. Drain Punch comes in and gets the one-hit KO on that Dragonite. I get all that HP back, or at least a quarter of it. I'm only saying a quarter of it because that was a lot of damage, and I lose a little bit due to the Rocky Helmet. So half that damage comes back in HP, and then I lose a quarter of that. So like, oh man, that was great. Liquidation goes right over to the Urshifu, does nothing, but it does drop my defenses. And my Tailwind is now gone. But I think this is the last Pokemon on their side of the field. It is not. They still have Fluttermane in the back. Did I get rid of Aqua Jet? I think I did. If I did, that's going to be terrible. I did not. Aqua Jet's still here. Cool. Aqua Jet will go right into the Fluttermane, which may... Yep, there it goes. One-hit KO. I did not see the Baleful Bunker. So Wild Charge goes right into that slot. Does not knock out the Toxapex. But I will get hit with a little bit of the recoil. Citrus Berry will activate on Toxapex, but the Baleful Bunker is going to be coming out this turn. Toxic goes on to the Iron Hands. Cool. He's hurt by poisoning. I'm going to swap out to Garchomp. So the Baleful Bunker that comes out this turn is going to hurt quite a bit. And I'm going to do a little bit of chip damage by using Aqua Jet. The Baleful Bunker isn't going to do like a ton. It's just going to poison. But I also just want to do a little bit of damage for to do that. Oh, I didn't get poisoned. That's dope. Okay, Stomping Tantrum goes into that slot. And I'll swap to Iron Hands so that maybe I could do a fake out. But I think the game's over at this point because Garchomp is now readily able to do Stomping Tantrum, and they already used Baleful Bunker. So, bop. There it goes. A quick switch out, and we're able to turn the battle around, so that's dope. Good game nonetheless. I think that you should have maybe opened up with Dragonite first, so that Chien Pao and Dragonite synergy can be like really, really good. Or just bring out Dragonite first, and then switch into the Chien Pao after you brought out the Fluttermane and stuff, so that way the ability activates, and then Dragonite can just go on a rage. All right, here is our final match of the video. I forgot to stop, so you guys get a 5th match today, so yay. We get a Alolan Ninetales, a Rillaboom, Milotic, or Milotic. I'm not sure how you guys want to pronounce that. Fire Ogerpon, Heatran, and Salamence. So Salamence is going to have Tailwind, so I will have to bring in Tornadus to deal with that. But I will open myself up to a little bit more different obstacles if I do. So just keep that in mind going forward. I want to open up with Garchomp as well. So if they do open up with Alolan Ninetales, I will be able to knock it out pretty easily with those two Pokemon. Bring in Urshifu so that I can kind of get a little bit more legway into like the Ogerpon, the Heatran. I won't do anything to the Milotic, which is unfortunate, but I mean, do I need Garchomp? I mean, yeah, I'll bring in Garchomp. I don't know what I'm going to do with the Milotic because I don't know if I want to bring in Arcanine to deal with the Rillaboom or bring in Iron Hands. I think Arcanine's going to be better. I really do. I think Arcanine's going to be able to deal with the status drops on all the physical attackers. I think Salamence is a physical attacker. I might be wrong, might be special, but I also think that Rillaboom will be a lot easier to handle if I have Arcanine. So Salamence and Rillaboom right off the bat to my Garchomp Tornadus. Okay, so the thing that we do not want to do right off the bat is Stomping Tantrum because Grassy Surge is going to activate, and we also have to make sure that we do not get in range of the Grassy Glide because that is going to be the thing. We might as well open up with a Bleak Wind Storm and hope for the best. Because I'm going to go straight into, well, Dragon Claw would be really, really helpful, actually. Yeah, we'll Dragon Claw into the Salamence. Bleak Wind Storm will come in after that. So Salamence goes less than half. Bleak Wind Storm hits both, knocks down the Salamence, and Rillaboom sits with just below half health. And we drop its speed one stage. So Salamence, the one that usually sets up Tailwind, is now gone. High horsepower goes right into the from Rillaboom goes right into the Garchomp, which isn't going to do a whole lot because I think that's a ground type move. And a lot of people forget that Grassy Surge reduces the amount of damage that you take. But if it's a fighting move, that's not bad. You were probably thinking that I would switch into something else. Milotic comes in next. This is a very interesting spot to be in. Dragon Claw. I don't want a Terra. I think Terra right now would be like the terrible thing. It's probably got competitive too, so we're just gonna Dragon Claw into the Milotic. Grassy Glide goes right in from the Rillaboom. Does very little. I was not totally in range to get knocked out, but you know, nice try all the same. Bleak Wind Storm hits both Pokemon. Do not lower down the speed, please, because competitive. Oh no. Here, give it 2 stage upgrades. Oh man. Rillaboom goes down though. So Ice Beam into nope, Icy Wind instead. It does a lot to that Garchomp, but does very little to the Tornadus. I shouldn't say very little. It did a lot to the Tornadus. But I say very little, but you know, it's really not. And leftovers on the Milotic as well. Okay, so we do have a couple of options here. We're going to bring in an Urshifu, and I'm going to Terra Water so that we don't really get affected by anything in the back. We took down 2 Pokemon, though, so it should be... Oh, Fire Ogerpon, which Mold Breaker. They haven't used their Terra yet. I'm going to confirm. They only have the 2 Pokemon left. I'm going to go ahead and Bleak Wind, and Terra Water, Surging Strikes... No, Terra Water, Close Combat, and I'm going to hit the Milotic. They're going to Terra. Probably going to be the Ogerpon. It would be safer. It is. Embodied Aspect, so Mold Breaker goes away, but he gets a permanent +1 buff to his attack. Now, I say permanent because I'm not bringing out my own Arcanine. And if he was able to swap out, it would give him that +1 every time he swaps in. He'd lose it, so he'd only get that +1. So is it true permanent +1? Not really. But until I hit him with something, it's going to be that true permanent. Grassy Glide comes in from that Ogerpon. It's just gonna knock out the Urshifu because it is very effective in the Grassy Surge, and plus he is a grass type Pokemon or water type Pokemon. Milotic survives with a little bit more HP. Now it is down to Arcanine and just Arcanine. Oof. Ogerpon heals up a little bit of HP. And so this is Milotic due to the Grassy Surge. And then Leftovers comes in to heal it just a little bit more. Oh boy. Arcanine comes in. Intimidate drops the attack, but it's going to do a lot to this Milotic, which it's going to be competitive. So it's +4 special attack. That's not great. But now I make Ogerpon normal again. So that's cool. But anything else? Not so much. Flare Blitz isn't really going to do anything here, unfortunately. How long does Grassy Surge stand? 2 more turns? You know what? Let's protect. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Grassy Glide comes in, goes right into the protect, does nothing. It will probably do a lot because it is a grass type going into the rock type, and it's not, obviously it's not scarfed or anything because it just tried to use Scald. Okay. Let's see now. Can't Will-O-Wisp the Ogerpon because it's fire type right now. Extreme Speed into the Milotic. Boop. Not enough. Maybe if I did both, it would be better. Grassy Glide into that slot is not super effective. But I heal due to the Citrus Berry. Here comes the Scald though with a +4. That's gonna be damaging. Yep. 4 times weakens water +4 special attack. Yeah, that's not. That's definitely not surviving anything special. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your 5th match, and it was really, really good. First match has a Chien-Pao, Dragonite, Urshifu, Rillaboom, Heatran, and Farigiraf. So no priority for me. I don't really deal with priority. Well, except for Tornadus, but I don't really have anyone on that team to really taunt, so it's going to be very, very, very fun. We do have 4 physical attackers, 2 special attackers. Arcanine may be like the one to use, unless that is an inner focus. Dragonite, then Intimidate's not going to do anything, but I will need to play around Rillaboom a little bit here, because I will have to worry about whether or not that I'm going to be able to hit or dodge Rillaboom's attacks, you know, Grassy Glide and stuff like that. But because they have priority and I don't have priority, means that I'm going to be having a little bit more fun. So with this setup, I think we're going to go with the we'll go with Tornadus, Urshifu, Iron Hands, and we'll start off with the Garchomp. We'll start off with those 4 and then work our way down the list as we need to. I think that we're going to see a physical side of things on their side. I'm hoping that they open up with Chien-Pao Dragonite. That way we can get a little bit more switch-ins going, because again, it's going to be inner focus. It could be multi-scale, but inner focus is like in 70s percentage-wise. So that's the Chien-Pao and Dragonite, so here we go. Now I do have to worry about the inevitable Sucker Punch. So I do have to keep an eye on that. So what we're going to do first is activate Tailwind so that I outspeed. And then let's go ahead and Terra Surging Strikes. We could take out automatically this Chien-Pao, or we could focus on Dragonite. I don't think they're going to Terra early, but I am going to take down the Chien-Pao. Let's see how we could deal with this strat. Usually what I would do is I would swap out and go into Iron Hands to do the fake out, but inner focus prevents flinching as well. So the only one I could really flinch is like Chien Pao. Tailwind goes off. No Sucker Punch. Surgeon Strikes goes right into the Chien Pao. Nothing on their side of the field. Interesting. Is it just a camera angle or does Dragonite look tiny? It's probably the camera angle. Hit 2 times, Chien Pao goes down, its ability goes away. And here comes Aerial Ace. Ooh. Okay. That's really strong. That's really, really strong. With Chien Pao off the field, that it did pretty much half. Rillaboom comes out next. Grassy Surge comes out. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and Bleak Wind Storm. I'm going to swap Urshifu out to bring... bring out Garchomp. Wood Hammer is going to do a lot to Urshifu, so even though that I outspeed right now, I do not want to put Urshifu into a spot to where he gets knocked out, since right now he is considered my win condition. With Garchomp, though, I could do a little bit more damage, and I will negate damage that comes out. He does Fake Out on the Tornadus. Tornadus ignores that because, you know, we use the Covert Cloak. It says, go away. Aerial Ace over on the Tornadus, which is going to knock it out. That is Scarf. Not Scarf, but that's a ban. That's 100% ban. We'll bring out Iron Hands now. We will Fake Out the Rillaboom, which may knock it out, and then we will Dragon Claw the Dragonite. Withdraw Dragonite, which is a good call. I can't read that. And then it's Heatran. And Rillaboom's going to protect. Okay, they haven't used their Terra at all. Dragon Claw. Not very effective. Rillaboom heals up for just a little bit of HP. Iron Hand's going to go ahead and Drain Punch the Heatran, and I'm going to Dragon Claw the Rillaboom. I don't need to swap out Garchomp. Ooh, that's a terrible choice. You swapped your Rillaboom for the Dragonite, which is now going to select a different move. But it's not going to really survive very long. Heatran will now get a Terra. It's probably going to be Fairy. Yep, there's the Fairy. So Dragon Claw isn't going to hit that slot anytime soon. And you'll be able to do Magma Storm, Heat Wave, other good stuff. But I'm going to hit this Dragonite for a lot. It goes down for all of its trouble. Drain Punch. You save Heatran. Absolutely. Terra Blast goes right into the Garchomp. Bop. That's a one hit. And I'm okay with that. I'm absolutely okay with that. HP is restored. Tailwind's gone. Send out Urshifu now. Okay, so Rillaboom comes back. He's gonna have Fake Out. We'll probably Fake Out Urshifu, which means he won't be able to attack. But in the event that I can attack, I'm gonna go ahead and use Surgeon Strikes on the Heatran. I'm going double into that slot because even if he doesn't do Fake Out, or if one Pokemon doesn't get to hit him, I'm still gonna be doing damage to him this turn. Grassy Glide. Ooh! Good call. I was hoping he did not have that, but Rillaboom's going to have that, and it's almost a one-hit KO for Urshifu. So I'm just going to have to deal with that. Terra Blast goes right into the Iron Hands. Should not get the KO. Nope. Mine's really bulky. Heavy Slam. Oh, super effective. Like, yeah, that's not a huge amount of damage. Not huge enough. I might have been able to survive if I did Aqua Jet to Rillaboom, I think. Okay. The Terra Blast is going to do a lot of damage. Let's go ahead and Drain Punch the Rillaboom. Oh, no. He moves before me. That's okay. So the strat was good. I may have misused my Pokemon a little bit. The other thing about like Heavy Slam, while it's a good move, it bases everything on freaking weight. So that's something that I forgot. All right, next match. We've got Heatran, Dragonite, Chien-Pao, Farafrig, Urshifu, and Rillaboom. Wow, it's like the last team that we just got done playing against. That's interesting. Okay, let's see. I still want to go with the same strat, but I'm definitely not going to be using no Heavy Slam for that. Next time that comes up, I'm going to be using something different. Like Garchomp's Iron Head seems to be a lot of a better option. But we'll come in, we'll walk in with these 4 once again, and let's hope for the best. So it's the same 4. I don't know what the Urshifu is. I didn't get to see it last round, but obviously the Heatran, being a heavy Pokemon, Heavy Slam's not going to do anything, so we need to plan accordingly around that. All right, Dragonite and Farafrig. Both shiny, that's dope. Urshifu and Tornadus. All right, so we still have to worry about a little bit with the Farafrig, as in like we do have Trick Room available, or they do have Trick Room available. I don't think that they're going to use it, but they could. But I'm going to go ahead and just do the Bleak Wind and probably hit close combat and retreat. Not close combat, but U-turn and retreat. They're going to use the Terra. It is going to be for the Dragonite. It's going to become Terra Normal. So Extreme Speed, maybe close combat might be used here. Helping Hand over on the Dragonite. So here comes the Extreme Speed. May knock out a Pokemon, but I'm not sure. Does take down the Tornadus, 1-hit KO, but that's totally fine. U-turn goes right over to the Farafrig and almost knocks it out, but I don't have to worry about that anymore. Heals up a little bit due to the Citrus Berry. Bring out Iron Hands. And now we'll bring in Garchomp. They already used their Terra. He's probably just going to be using Helping Hand again. So what I should do is Rock Slide. No, we're not going to do Rock Slide. Stomping Tantrum. And I'll use on the Farigiraf. And I'll Drain Punch the Dragonite. Yep, Helping Hand. So they get to attack first regardless of if Trick Room is up or not. Preventing me from using my own priority moves. Iron Hand Speed gets hit for a lot. Stomping Tantrum goes right into the Farigiraf. Does not get the KO, but Drain Punch does not get the KO either. This is a multi-scale Dragonite. Stomping Tantrum again. And I'm going to Drain Punch the Dragonite. This should not knock out the Iron Hands if he focuses on that. Does get the KO on the Garchomp, which Rough Skin will proc and deal damage to the to Dragonite himself. Here comes Drain Punch. Even as strong as he is, it's weird. Because like every time I would use this set, he would get like one shot almost immediately, so it's odd. That must mean that they're building them a little bit more bulkier. So that's got to be it. Now Urshifu will take the slot. And they sent out Heatran. Okay. Terra Surgeon Strikes to the Heatran. And I'm going to go ahead and Drain Punch. Yeah, Drain Punch is up for a graph. Withdrew Heatran. Bring out Urshifu. And this is Rapid Strike. Okay. Set my Terra up now. If they walked in with like Chien Pao, a lot of the attacks that Dragonite was doing would have been one-hit KOs. Absolutely one-hit KOs. Okay. Hit 3 times, got him down really, really low. Drain Punch right over to that Burgraph. It's going to knock him out. I don't know what speed he was going to be at, but possibly going to be setting up the Trick Room, and I don't want that. So he goes down. Now this Urshifu could be Scarfed, so I have to believe that whatever's going to happen after this is going to be out of my control. But I'll do my best. Surgeon Strikes is going to go over to the Heatran, and I'm going to Drain Punch. Yes, I'm going to Drain Punch the Urshifu. Close combat, goes right into my Urshifu. Does not get the KO. Does really, really close, though. Special defenses dropped for that Urshifu on that side. Surgeon Strikes goes right into this Heatran, which is going to get a 3-hit KO. Pretty much 2 hits. A lot of them are too bulky to get one-hitted. Hit 2 times and Drain Punch. Down goes Urshifu. Not bad. Not a bad match. All right, next match. We've got Fluttermane, Urshifu, Thundurus. That's cool. Landorus, Wu-Chen, and Heatran. All right, so mostly special attackers. I do have a special person up there that will be causing a lot of grief with the Thunder Waves. So probably going to open up with Tornadus Garchomp just to kind of get rid of some of that. Iron Hands to deplete Fluttermane, Landorus, and Heatran. Mostly Fluttermane and Heatran. Doesn't really get to do anything for the Fluttermane though. And we'll bring in Sinistra would be really, really helpful here, except for the Wu-Chen. Won't necessarily do anything to Thundurus either. Now we'll do Urshifu. I don't trust that I'll be able to make the calls. I have a feeling that Wu-Chen and Thundurus are going to take it open as a starter and then have 2 faster Pokemon on the back, or just Landorus and X. That's what I think. I don't know if that's going to be true, but that's my initial thoughts. Thundurus and Landorus. Okay. Intimidate goes off. Totally fine with that. 2 flying types on that side of the field, so I can't really do anything about mine. But I do and can outspeed one of them. So I'm going to taunt the Thundurus and hope for the best. And then I'm going to Rock Slide and hit that side of the field. Taunt goes off, hits the Thundurus. If you're doing Thunder Waves or anything else, you can't do that now. Rock Slide from the Garchomp. Misses the Landorus, but will hit the Thundurus. A little bit of damage. Thundurus does Wind Bolt. Does not affect Garchomp, but it will hit the Tornadus. And here comes the other spread move, which is the Rock Slide. Good call. I was not able to get Tailwind off, but they can't do anything on their side either. Now we got Urshifu. Not Urshifu. Iron Hands. Wow, I keep... Oh boy. Fake out the Landorus. I'm going to Rock Slide Tornadus still. Hopefully it hits him and gets the flinch. I should have done Tailwind. That might have been the thing to do. Withdrew Tornadus. Or Thunderous, I'm sorry. To bring out Fluttermane. Fake out goes right into the Landorus. Rock Slide. Landorus flinch, could not move. Heavy Slam against the Fluttermane. Terra Fire. Rock Slide. Withdrew Fluttermane. So they baited my Terra. For sure. Bring out Wuchen. Okay, so I know what all four are. Weakens someone, I think defenses. No, not defenses. Weakens regular attacks, I think. Guess Chian-Pao does defenses. Chi-Yu does special defenses. I think he lowers down just regular attack. Stompy Tantrum on the Iron Hands from the Landorus. Heavy Slam goes right into Wuchen. Does not do a whole lot of damage, but it still does quite a bit. Swap out to the Urshifu so I don't lose Iron Hands right away. And I'm just going to continue Rock Sliding with Garchomp. Come on back. Rock Slide. Help him for the flinches. Landorus flinched. Could not move. Wuchen used Foul Play. Right into the Garchomp. Does a lot. Rough Skin also procs a little bit. And heals up to the Citrus Berry. We're going to hit Landorus with Aqua Jet. Well, is that going to be enough? I mean, it could, but I don't think it will. Yeah, we'll do that. And Rock Slide again. With your Landorus. Bring out Thunderous. With your Wuchen. Bring out Fluttermane. Aqua Jet. Boop. Hurts by the Rocky Helmet. Rock Slide will miss the Fluttermane. Will not KO the Thunderous still. Swap out to Iron Hands here. And I'm going to continue Rock Sliding. The only thing I can do at this present time, I need to get Urshifu out so I'm not locked into Aqua Jet. Urshifu might be my win condition. Thunder Wave goes over to the Garchomp now. So half his speed. Dazzling Gleam goes off. Will KO the Iron Hands. Just barely hits Garchomp. It's still a lot of damage, don't get me wrong, but it's only half. And could not move because he's paralyzed. Oh boy. We are in trouble now. Yeah, we're donezo. Surge Strikes into the Fluttermane, and I'm going to continue Rock Sliding. Hopefully I don't get paralyzed again. Thunder Wave hits the Urshifu, drops his speed. Fluttermane's going to be able to attack before us. Yep, they got this. Down goes Urshifu. And Rock Slide comes out. If If I would have done that last turn, it wouldn't have been so big of a deal. But my speed's halved. And this is my last Pokemon with 9 HP, so we are out of here. Perhaps Tailwind would have been better. Obviously, we would have been able to outspeed, but it is what it is at that point. 1v3 is not a really good matchup that I'd like. I don't think Tailwind would have been as beneficial to us in the starter because Tornadus was knocked out almost immediately. And even with the taunt, I knew Thunder Wave was going to come out, but it just didn't seem like it was going to happen. But that's okay. All right, next match is up. We've got Iron Hands, Heatran, Landorus, Tornadus, Urshifu, and Cresselia. Okay, this is an odd team. Tornadus and Urshifu. Iron Hands, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 special attackers. Maybe Arcanine would be beneficial here. I mean, I can't hit Cresselia with hardly anything. I can just barely stop it. I just don't want to get hit with... Oh no, it's 3 attackers. 3 special attackers. I've counted Heatran as a physical attacker. I don't want to get Sinistcha in like harm's way. If it comes up against like Tornadus or Heatran, it's bad news. But I'd be able to negate some attacks from Iron Hands. Yeah, I haven't used them in a while. Let's use Sinistcha. I could do probably a little bit of damage to the Cresselia as it's psychic, and Shadow Ball does a lot of damage. So we'll see. Iron Hands, Tornadus. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and Tailwind my side, swap out to Sinistcha. It's a fake out, could go into Sinistcha, and I'm just going to negate it, and I also don't get affected by a lot of the moves that they use after that. They'll probably also use Tailwind just to kind of with the speed tie. Fake out goes into the Tornadus, that's dope. But I still use mine because I have Covert Cloak. I cannot let my setup guy be stopped. Absolutely not gonna happen. Now we'll swap to my own Iron Hands. And I will use... Matcha Gotcha. Actually, let's use Strength Sap because I can see like Bleak Windstorm coming out, and if it hits the Sinistcha, I'm gonna need to heal right away. So Strength Sap should work before Iron Hands attacks, but we'll see. Bleak Windstorm avoids Iron Hands, hits a Sinistcha. Sinistcha gets hit by a lot. Strength Sap. Ooh, here we go. Predicted. And I didn't want to change to Terra Water. I just want to just sit where I was and just heal up and, you know, do a little bit of damage. Heavy Slam goes into Iron Hands. Does not take over. I'll wall charge the Tornadus to get it knocked out. And I'm going to go ahead and Strength Sap again on the Iron Hands because Bleak Wind is probably going to hit again on that side of the field. Or it could be retreated, and then they throw out someone that doesn't have a lot of attack, which then I gain less HP. But then I could Terra into something else, maybe use Matcha Gotcha. Taunt instead. Okay. Okay. Cannot use Strength Sap. Wild Charge. Boop. Tornadus goes down. Hit by the recoil by its own attack. Heavy Slam goes right into the Sinistcha. Does not do as much damage as you'd like it to. And Leftovers heals it up just a little bit. Just a wee bit. Landorus comes out. Intimidate. Let's go and Drain Punch the Iron Hands, and I'm just gonna Matcha Gotcha that side of the field. Hopefully get the burn on Landers. And I get a heal too, which is gonna be really, really dope. So what do? You could Rock Slide and hope for the flinch. You can Stompy Tantrum my Iron Hands. They withdrew their Iron Hands to bring out their fourth Pokemon, Cresselia. Stompy Tantrum goes right over to the Iron Hands, does not get the KO. Gets pretty close, but not the KO. Matcha Gotcha misses Cresselia, but it will hit Landorus. Please get the burn. I go back to full by hitting Landers. And I got the burn. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Drain Punch on the Cresselia. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage. But I get a little bit of HP. Let's go ahead and retreat the Iron Hands. Because Tailwind's now gone for both parties. I'm going to bring back up my Tornadus. And how long are you taunted? You're on the last turn of taunt. And I'm going to Shadow Ball. I'm not hit. I'm going to Matcha Gotcha just to be on the safe side. I know that I'm pretty much at full HP, but I just want to solidify a little bit more. I could hit Shadow Ball into the Cresselia, but I don't think it's going to be good. Stompy Tantrum goes into the Tornado slot. Psychic will hit the Sinistra. Does a little bit of damage, but now we got Matcha Gotcha, and it will miss the Landorus. It'll hit the Cresselia. Heals up a little bit. Taunt's going to wear out this turn, and I leave her with the burn again. I am so lucky with these burns. It's dope. Dope, 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 dope. Okay. For this, I think putting back up Tailwind. I mean, Trick Room. Actually, I don't think so. Because like, if they do Tailwind, if I do Tailwind, they set up Trick Room, they automatically outspeed me. So I'm not going to do that. I think I'm good with the advantage. So I'm just going to go straight to the attack stage. And I'm going to go ahead and... let's chat. No. Strength Sap the Landorus. It's a good thing I did that because I swapped him out to bring out Iron Hands. Bleakwind Storm. Does a little bit of damage to the Cresselia, very little to the Iron Hands. Speed dropped for Cresselia and the Iron Hands. Strength Sap. Thank you. That was num 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 num. Good, 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 good. Lunar Blessing. You healed it to that, and you cure its burn. So maybe Taunt to get the Lunar Blessings off would be best. So I think I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to Matcha Gotcha. Yes, Matcha Gotcha. Let's see if I get the burn chance again. Now, Cresselia could have the Mental Herb, which then I would be wasting a turn. Helping Hand goes to the Iron Hands. Taunt. So now you can't do anything supporty. Fell for the taunt. Matcha Gotcha hits both. Please get the burn. Wild Charge from the Iron Hands into Tornadus, which is unfortunate. The recoil does a little bit of damage. Send out Urshifu now. U-turn the Cresselia. And I'm gonna Matcha Gotcha again. I did not activate Tailwind. But I'm using U-turn so I can go into the Iron Hands to ignore whatever this Iron Hands is going to do for the time being. I'm hoping that the second round of Matcha Gotcha will poison him. Or burn him, I'm sorry. Ooh, goes right back to me. Almost knocks out the Cresselia. Strong attack. Super strong attack. Iron Hands comes out. Matcha Gotcha is going to knock out this Cresselia, so Landorus is going to have to be forced to come out, and he's going to be automatically burnt. Hopefully I get the burn on the Iron Hands. Wild Charge over to my Iron Hands, not very effective, and no burn. No burn. Gotcha. I go ahead and set down Landorus. Intimidate, drop in my attack for the Iron Hands, as well as Sinistcha. Sinistcha just doesn't really matter. But I'm going to Drain Punch the Iron Hands, and I'm going to Strength Sap. Their Iron Hands. Actually, I'm going to retreat mine. Bring out Urshifu. Actually, I could Fake Out. That's right. Fake out the Landorus, and I'm going to Strength Sap the Iron Hands. We're going to Terra. It's going to be the Landorus. Be flying. Okay. So they could be going for a Terra Blast, which then would really knock out Sinistcha. But I'm going to go for the Fake Out first to make them flinch so they can't do anything. Strength Sap on their Iron Hands to lower down their attack one more stage, so it's -2 now. And Heavy Slam goes into the Sinistcha and doesn't do anything. Okay. Let's do Wild Charge into the Landorus. Terra Water. And let's do Matcha Gotcha. No. Terra Water. Strength Zap. The Iron Hands. I'm assuming that Iron Hands is going to hit me with a lot. And it's going to be... Yeah, that Landorus is going to hit me with Terra Blast, Terra Flying. So I'm going to change the water so I don't get affected by whatever Landorus is going to do. Yep, here comes Terra Blast, Terra Flying right into the Landorus slot. Or to the Iron Hand slot. Does not get the KO though. Strength Sap on the Iron Hands to make it -3. And here comes the Wild Charge because I think I'm faster than it. Yep. Bop. Down goes Landorus, and I knock out my own Urshifu, or my own Iron Hands as well. Oh, I'll get just everyone's names wrong today. Let's go. Practically illiterate. Let's go. And Iron Hands faints. And Heavy Slam goes over to my Sinistcha, which isn't very effective. But now Wild Charge can hit into that slot, and I am weak to it, but it's not going to really make a difference now. Urshifu is going to come out. He is -3. I don't think he has any other Pokemon in the back. He does not. It is just my Pokemon versus his. So I'm going to close combat, and I'm going to... yeah, let's Matcha Gotcha. Why not? Close combat. Does enough to get the KO. Sinistcha quite literally saved the game. Not once, but twice. Dang it. Good game. Nonetheless. Alright, final match. We got Gyarados, Volcarona, Iron Bundle, Sinistcha, Alolan Ninetales, and Iron Hands. Dippity doo dah. Okay, so Intimidator, Tailwinder, very faster, yeah, yada yada. Okay, so we kind of know what we're going to be dealing with here on this side of the spectrum, but we're going to bring in, who should I bring in? Gyarados is good at Intimidate. There's not a whole lot of physical attackers on that side of the team that I would be willing to bring in Arcanine. Plus a lot of people is going to be able to KO it, or it's going to be able to resist. Too many, to be honest. It seems like this is built to like withstand whatever Landorus is trying to throw at them. So I don't really want to put my Pokemon into that kind of position, but I think Sinistcha might be best suited for this fight for sure. I will need to bring in Garchomp because I have to deal with the Alolan Ninetales, Sinistcha, and we'll bring in Iron Hands and we'll hope for the best. I have to be able to deal with that Alolan Ninetales. Now, Iron Hands could Heavy Slam, but it does not have... It is max attack. So is that better than Garchomp's attack? It might be. Since Heavy Slam is based on weight and not anything else, it might be different. Iron Hands and Gyarados for their side of the field, though, versus Garchomp and Tornadus. So Intimidate drops off, which is totally fine. We're going to go ahead and use the Taunt on Gyarados. And I'm going to swap to Sinistcha so I ignore Fake Out if it goes to Garchomp, and I can start Strength Sapping those that side of the field. I just need to turn Gyarados off for a minute so he doesn't like kill me. Now, if he doesn't do the Fake Out, he goes right into Tornadus with the Wild Charge. He got me. Fake Out goes right into that Garchomp slot, so we called that. Taunt over to the Gyarados, so no Thunder Wave, no Dragon Dance, none of that. We'll swap over to Garchomp, and I will Matcha Gotcha that side of the field. Because then Wild Charge isn't going to do anything. We're not going to have to worry about it. I don't really have to worry about trying to save Tailwind or using Tailwind. So I'm going to use him in other ways. I'm going to re-bring out Garchomp so that Wild Charge doesn't do anything. They withdrew the Gyarados. Sent out, I can't read that. Alolan Ninetales. Matcha Gotcha. Ooh, no burn, but the Wild Charge, so we completely scripted that. Iron Head right into that Alolan Ninetales, and I'm just gonna go ahead and Matcha Gotcha again. This should knock out the Ninetales before it even gets Aurora Veil off. Has no Fake Out, cannot outspeed at this range. Iron Head, boop, knocks out the Alolan Ninetales. Even with the defense boost, take heed, guys. Garchomp with Iron Head knocks out a lot of the Pokemon. At least, Drain Punch goes into the Garchomp, but Iron Head Garchomp at max speed max speed or max attack investment will always knock out that Alolan Ninetales, even with Aura Veil. Terra it, and it's a guaranteed. Outside of it, it's a 94%, I think. Something like that. Okay. Now we need to get him out. Bring in my own Iron Hands now. And I'm going to Strength Sap. Actually, I think I'm just going to Matcha Gotcha again to hopefully get the burn. I calced it to where I didn't have to rely on Iron Hands' Heavy Slam to get into Alolan Ninetales. So I looked at both Urshifu, who can outspeed Ninetales, or Garchomp that does outspeed with the Scarf. Now, if you did Life Orb, it puts it over. So outside of Terra, Garchomp can one-hit Ninetales under Aura Veil without an attacking item. Put Life Orb on it, Choice Band on it. You can even give it the Steel Plate and it will still knock it out because it has to do a certain amount of damage. Terra Flying goes on to this Gyarados, so we could be seeing a Terra Flying, Terra Blast into Sinistcha, which is... No, they go for the Dragon Dance instead. Attack Rose. And so does the speed. Matcha Gotcha, please do not miss the Gyarados. It misses someone. Does not miss the Gyarados, but it does miss the Iron Hands, and I do not get the counter, but the Wild Charge goes into that slot. We were damaged by the recoil. I do heal up just a little bit. Okay, so you used your Terra slot. I'm going to fake you out, and I'm going to Strength Sap you immediately. You have +1. I don't think you can... Hey, you protect. That's a good call. Fake out. I just doubled into that slot. I should have Matcha Gotcha'd, but... Ah, dang it. No, that's fine. That's fine. Drain Punch goes into that, into my Iron Hands. Does a little bit more damage than I would have liked. Heal up a little bit. Okay. Let's do Wild Charge. To that Gyarados, Terra, and Strength Sap the Iron Hands. So now I'm going to resist the move. So I'm going to Terra Water. So I'm not going to get hit as hard from this Terra Flying, Terra Blast. Here it comes. Goes over to the Iron Hands instead. Okay. Does not get the KO either. Strength Sap over from that Iron Hands is going to give it to me. So make him -1 and I get all that HP back. Which wasn't very much, but I just wanted to make sure I had something. Drain Punch goes over to the Iron Hands with that -1. Lets him survive a little bit. And here comes the Wild Charge into that Gyarados, and it's going to get the one-hit KO. Let's go. And my Iron Hands goes down by the recoil. Oh. Oh, Jesus. And the snow stopped. Let's go ahead and bring out Garchomp. They sent out their Sinistcha. Let's go ahead and Stomping Tantrum their Iron Hands, and I'm going to Shadow Ball their Sinistcha. They've already used their Terra. They can't change his typing. Matcha Gotcha's going to do a lot of damage to me, so I have to keep that in mind. Stomping Tantrum into that Iron Hands. Does 2/3. Not bad. Shadow Ball. My Sinistcha to his. Does 2/3 as well. Strength Sap on the Garchomp makes him -1. This up the full. Drain Punch also hits Garchomp for a lot. Rough Skin does a little bit of damage too. Swap out Garchomp for Tornadus. And I'm going to Shadow Ball. Actually, I'm gonna Matcha Gotcha. No, I'm gonna Shadow Ball. I have no reason to change anything different right now. Tornadus comes out. Shadow Ball. Brings him back down. Matcha Gotcha on their side. Tornadus avoids the attack. It's going to hit mine for a lot. Super effective. Does not get the burn, but that's still a lot of healing. Drain Punch over to the Tornadus. Does not do a whole lot of healing, which is what I wanted. Leftovers heals. Okay. So let's do Bleak Wind, and I'm gonna Shadow or Strength Sap the Iron Hands. A Bleak Wind misses someone. Misses the Sinistra, but that's totally fine because it didn't knock out the Iron Hands. Strength Sap comes in, and I'm gonna suck up all of that attack from that Pokemon. And I gotta heal up for quite a bit. Matcha Gotcha on that side of the table. Does a lot of damage to my Sinistra, but I still survive. And it heals up quite a bit. Wild Charge goes right into the Tornadoes. And we'll knock him out. Recoil does damage. Leftovers heals. Out comes Garchomp. Okay. Can knock out the Iron Hands now. But I leave Sinistra in a really, really bad spot. Mine does attack first. But I have to decide whether or not that I want to knock him out. Yeah. Let's knock out Sinistra. Iron Head. It's not enough. Shadow Ball comes in after that. Nope. I needed to do much, much more. But that was my chance. If I could have won or like done it, I would have been able to do it. Matcha Gotcha comes in. Misses the Garchomp, which is great, but it's going to knock out Sinistra, unfortunately. Now I could have Strength Sap and got, you know, Iron Hands to -3, but it's not going to be enough. I wanted to make sure that maybe I could survive, and I could have done Strength Sap 2 Iron Hands so where it's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna not have to worry about this, but it's over, unfortunately. They got this one. Strength Sap is gonna keep it at 100%, and I'm locked into Iron Head, and I can't swap out. And lowering its attack 1 stage is gonna make it do 0 damage. Drain Punch. Boop. Oh, wow. Rough Skin does a little bit of damage. Yeah, why not? We'll go down fighting. Iron Head right into that slot. Whoop-ow. Oh, Rage Powder. You want to save your own Iron Hands? Like, no, you can't take him from me. Drain Punch. That was a good fight. That was absolutely a good fight. I do believe that if I would have hit Iron Hands instead, I would have been able to survive a little bit longer, but it wasn't going to be that much, to be honest with you. So it's just the only one that's on the field. That's dope. That's so funny. But yes, I don't think I would be able to survive very long on the field. So it was definitely like a downhill spiral. After I Terra'd, it was kind of like the worst outcome. But I didn't really know what to do anything else. I could have Terra'd maybe Garchomp, but I needed the Wild Charge resistance. So it is what it is. Chi-Yu, Empoleon, Fluttermane, Amoonguss, Salamence, and Conkeldurr. Okay. So Trick Room-esque theme, but it's going to be a little bit more different from that. Don't know who the physical attackers are. I know Conkeldurr is. I don't know about Empoleon. I want to say that he is, but I don't think so. And we also do have Salamence, who could also be a physical attacker. We're not going to worry about that yet. We're going to bring in Tornadus and Garchomp because we're going to need to outspeed Fluttermane, and we can also do a lot of damage to Chi-Yu, which is a fire type, Empoleon, who is part steel, I believe so, and Salamence, who's a dragon, which I do a lot of damage to. We'll bring in Iron Hands for the fake out, and if it does go into Trick Room, then we have options to stay out of it. And then I think Sinistcha is going to be the best option here because of Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr is a fighting type Pokemon, and we may have a lot of punches, but they're not always going to be fighting. Yeah, we'll bring in Urshifu instead. I was going to bring in Sinistcha, but it's like the way my options, plus I only have like 5 seconds left, kind of, yeah. We'll bring in our core 4 and we'll see if we guessed it. Empoleon, Salamence. It's Tornadus and Garchomp. Intimidate goes off, so I do get the -1. Now we could go for Tailwind. I don't think that we need to, so I'm going to go ahead with the Bleakwind Storm. And then Steel typing form is going to be very, very inconvenient. But we're going to Dragon Claw the Salamence. Salamence is a Tailwind user, so it does not have priority, and it does not outspeed me currently. It could if it has Scarf. Dragon Claw goes right into the Salamence, does not get the one-hit KO, but here comes the Bleakwind Storm, which does connect, and Salamence goes down. Empoleon just kind of sits there and like, yeah, that's cool. Competitive raises special attack. Okay. Okay. Icy Wind. That's going to do a lot of damage. This might do a double. Nope. Just knocks out the Garchomp. But you know what? I'm okay with because, you know, we can also bring in the Iron Hands now. And Drain Punch is going to be doing a ton of damage. At least to the Empoleon. I believe he's water steel. And because he's weak against fighting attacks and ground attacks, it solidifies that for me. Now, since Tornadus is on the verge of being knocked out, setting up Tailwind and then just saying goodbye to him is like the best option. Special defense of all Pokemon. Actually, I could swap out now. No, we'll do Tailwind. And I'm going to go ahead and just Drain Punch the Empoleon. Yeah, Empoleon does have competitiveness, but it doesn't really matter if he gets knocked out too early. I apologize, I'm adjusting the microphone. Just want to make sure that... Alright, there we go. Withdraws Chi-Yu. So we're going to see the 4th, which is going to be the Fluttermane. Hopefully to get the... Oh, there's the booster energy. So you might not think that I have Tailwind. Special attack gets increased. Tailwind goes off. I might outspeed the Empoleon. And I do. Drain Punch. Right into the Empoleon. Does get it barely. Uses Brine. Does a lot of damage to Iron Hands. A lot of damage. We're going to go ahead... I'm going to Terra. So we're going to go ahead and Bleakwind Storm, which we're going to outspeed. We won't outspeed the Fluttermane per se, at least for Iron Hand's sake, but the Dazzling Gleam that would come out is not going to knock him out, especially after I Terra. To Electric, I do ignore that slot. But the Bleakwind, if it hits Empoleon, will knock him out, and then Fluttermane goes down with the Heavy Slam. So this is what I'm hoping for. And now they could throw it whack if they Terra the Fluttermane now. I may not have enough defenses to ignore it. We'll see, but I may not have it. Liquid Storm goes off. Flareon goes down. Fluttermane's going to attack. Dazzling Gleam. Not enough to knock down the Iron Hands. Tornadus is down. We foresaw that. Here comes the Heavy Slam. Right to the Fluttermane. It goes down. So now it's just me versus Chiyu. But I'm not alone. Urshifu comes on the field. Chiyu comes out. May have Specs, may have Scarf. I'm not sure which one. But we are going to Surging Strikes and Drain Punch. Oh, that was Focus Sash. Okay, never mind. Well, in 2 hits, we take down Chiyu, and game 1 is ours. Good fast quicken on my part to Terra Iron Hands so that he wouldn't take too much damage to Fluttermane's. It's pretty dope. All right, next match. We've got Iron Hands, Fluttermane, Roaring Moon, Ogerpon, Weezing, and Landorus. Ooh, this is going to be a very, very good assortment of Pokemon to fight against. Tornadus, Garchomp, so we could take down the Roaring Moon if we see it. We could also take down the Fluttermane if we see it. We could focus on the Iron Hands. Probably bring in Arcanine, but I don't think that's going to be good. We'll bring in Iron Hands for sure. And Weezing's going to have neutralizing gas. It's a poison type, so Garchomp really needs to put a lot of pressure immediately onto that Weezing when it comes out. Urshifu. So we will have to play a lot of guessing game to get it in and out, in and out, in and out with Garchomp, because he's going to be a very huge player here. He might actually be my win condition against this match. Roaring Moon and Weezing. Oh crap. I have to pick one. That's not good. Speed was heightened. Interesting. Tailwind. Come on, controller. Alright, Dragon Claw, the Roaring Moon. They're gonna Terra. Most likely gonna be Roaring Moon, and it is. Terra Flying. So this is the acrobatic set. With max speed investment. He uses Tailwind on his side. Dragon Claw. Does not KO. Will-O-Wisp goes into the Garchomp. So he becomes burnt, which is not great. So that's really, really good to know. To be honest with you, that's excellent to know. I should have Terra'd Garchomp, but I'm not really well versed at going against Weezing. But that's okay. Because now I could taunt him. Swap out to Iron Hands. So neutralizing gas does not work on photosynthesis because the booster energy item procs it immediately. Roaring Moon's gonna protect. Taunt. Fell for the taunt. Dunk Shot goes right over to the Iron Hands. Does nothing, really. But it does get the poison. Poison does land. I'm gonna do Bleak Wind and a Wild Charge. Since he protected last turn, he's open for attacks. He retreats a Roaring Moon. Sends out Landorus. Oh, he guessed it. He caught my wild charge. Intimidate goes off. If Intimidate's going off, that means he's holding the ability shield. Landorus avoids the attack. Hits Louisian for a lot of damage. Dunk shot. Right over to the Tornadus. No poison. Wild charge into the Landorus. Okay, Bleak Wind Storm again. Swap. Garchomp. Let's try to save the Iron Hands for a little bit. I know Garchomp's burned, so he's not going to be as effective. He's no longer my win condition, but I have to try to save him a little bit. Drop the speed for Landorus. Citrus Berry activates for the Wheezing, or it could be like the Critical Berry. Nope, Citrus Berry. Okay. U-turn. Off the Garchomp. Goes back. Taunt should be wearing off here pretty quickly for the Wheezing. Brings out the Flutter Mane. Dunk shot. Right for the Tornadus. Check off the taunt. Tailwinds are gone. Gotcha. Now I'll bring out Urshifu. Okay. Aqua Jet the Flutter Mane. Terra Fire. Iron Head to the Flutter Mane. This is probably not going to do as much damage as I think it is, since I am burnt. But if I can get them down low enough, Flutter Mane will fall to this combo attack. Aqua Jet. Oh yeah, it's gonna die. Iron Head. Down goes Flutter Mane. Urshifu is burnt. I can't do anything about that. Severely lowers down his attack. It becomes 150. So it becomes like less than what he had before. Sent out Roaring Moon. Only allows me to use Aqua Jet. It's fine. Wither Reasoning. The gas wore off. Sends out Landorus. Intimidate. Lowering down my physical attacks even more. Aqua Jet. Does nothing to the Roaring Moon. Iron Head. Does nothing to the Landorus. Tailwind goes off on their side. Okay. Bring out Iron Hands now. Swap out the Garchomp. He's burnt. He's not going to do hardly anything. Jet to Landorus is going to do a lot more damage. Acrobatics. Over to the Urshifu. That's super effective. Stompy Tantrum. That's super effective. Just not... Well, Poison's gonna get him. That's unfortunate. I think the downfall was letting Garchomp be poisoned. But it's Gunk Shot. I mean, that's not poison, but burnt. Well, there's nothing I could have done outside of that. It was really, really hard. I can't say that I outspeed these Pokemon anymore because they have Tailwind up, but I'm going to do Rock Slide and hope for the best. Oh, Acrobatics comes in. Good game. Rough Skin. I find it very odd that neutralizing gas does not turn off photosynthesis, but I kind of understand that booster energy would activate it regardless. But that's a loophole. That's a loophole. Because then my abilities are negated immediately, so should theirs. But still, good game. Now I know to keep that in mind for next time. All right, next match we've got Farafrig, Berserker. That's interesting. Torkoal. Oh no, it's that Arella Bola thing again. And then Dash Buns and then Caliper. Okay, I'm okay with this. There's a lot of Trick Room and all that gonna possibly be set up, but we do have Armor Tail as well. So do I have anything that's gonna negate that transformation? Probably not. So I'm gonna bring in Tornadus, Urshifu. Probably not gonna activate any type of Tailwind. I don't really need to. I outspeed a lot of the Pokemon on that side of the field, so Tailwind is not going to be important. Iron Hands is going to be important in case the Trick Room does go off by the Farafrig up there, and do not want that to be like a switching option, so we'll bring in our core 4. I would like to bring in Sinistra, but if Dash Buns goes out there or Torkoal goes out there, Sinistra's not going to do anything. And I don't think Dash Buns is a physical attacker, so I'd be pretty much relying on Pokemon that's not on the field that I usually would see. So it's like, okay. For African Berserker. Okay. So Bleak Wind. Combat. Surgeon Strikes. We're gonna Surgeon Strikes the Farigiraf. It's the best option that I have because I can clearly see that Trick Room was gonna be activated by Farigiraf. I'm hoping that the extra attack bonuses that I have is enough to knock it out with the 2 attackers that I have. Fake Out goes out by Berserker, so that's a good call. Bleak Wind Storm does a little bit of damage. Drops the speed even further. Urshifu can move. And here comes that Trick Room. Okay. Twisted to Dimensions. Retreat. Oh no, not Garchomp. Not Garchomp. Iron Hands. That's what I want. Oh, I could do any move now. Dope. U-turn. Grannies come back. Bring out Iron Hands. Iron Head. Does nothing to Iron Hands. Dazzling Gleam. Very little to Iron Hands. U-turn. Now I got the Farafrig. Do I get access? Okay, I was like, do I get to see my Pokemon to select from? Is that not gonna work now? Bring out Garchomp. That's the man we want to see. Fake Out Torkoal. Stomping Tantrum. The Torkoal, so no. No. Eruptions. Torkoal Flinch could not move. Brick Break. Iron Hands does nothing. Stomping Tantrum. Does a lot of damage to Torkoal, but he's physically built. Hit the Berserker, and we're just going to go ahead and Stomping Tantrum again on the Torkoal. So he has to do Heat Wave now. Quick break. Oh, just barely knocks out the Iron Hands. But here comes Stomping Tantrum. Now, Earthquake here would have been really, really great, but I'm not doubting my ability to pick that move. Like, I am not doubting it at all because of the fact that, like, the other side of it is, like, I like Stomping Tantrum because it's a single target, and I don't worry about knocking out my own Pokemon that way. How long the Trick Room lasts? One more turn. So Protect here, Stomping Tantrum there. Now Umbrova. I think that's what that thing's name is. Iron Head goes over to the Tornadus, does nothing as it's protected. Arbrova. I'm just gonna call it Arbrova. So Arbrova is not gonna get hit this turn, but his ability kicks in now. So whenever you hit it, I think with a physical attack, it spawns Grassy Glide or Grassy Surge, which may give it the ability to use Grass Glide, which could do a lot of damage to Garchomp, but not necessarily to Arboleva. Arboleva? Is that how you say it? Or anyway, I'm gonna knock out Berserker. I now outspeed, so boop. I withstood Trick Room the best way possible, making the switches that I thought were manageable. Here comes Bleak Wind Storm. That's almost super, like almost a one-hit KO. Drops the speed as well. Seed Sour. That's the Grassy Surge. And Weakness Policy. No, Grass Seed. Okay. And it used the Weather Ball on Tornadus. Okay. Oh, this is the last Pokemon? Okay. This isn't going to do a lot of damage because Grassy Surge halves the damage. Battle was canceled anyway. Like, it was a good call, but as soon as I did any damage to Farafrig, like, it was over. If you're going to use Trick Room teams, guys, bring two people on the team that can use Trick Room. Seriously. That is the downfall of most Trick Room teams. You need to have two users. And they both need to be on the team. Even if you put on Fluttermane, right? You need to have someone else with Trick Room. That's it. You just have another attacker. Just have it in case if your main support guy goes down, then your attacker could use it. Just make sure you have it. All right. Next match has Hisuian Arcanine, Fluttermane, Iron Bundle, Rillaboom, Kommo-o, and Tyranitar. Okay. Okay. So we will need to bring out Tornadus. I'm going to start off with Iron Hands this time, so that way we can knock out possibly Iron Bundle, but also put a lot of pressure onto Hisuian Arcanine and Fluttermane, and we could also put a lot of pressure to Tyranitar. We'll bring in Urshifu and Garchomp in the back. So we'll come in with our combo 4, and we won't worry about the rest. Like, I would bring it in for, like, Arcanine to knock out this Rillaboom, but I think with Urshifu having U-turn, we could do a little bit of damage to that, but Bleak Wind Storm's going to be doing the majority of the damage to the Rillaboom, especially since everyone's switching off from Assault Vest for some reason. Like, I get it, Grassy Seed or Miracle Seed is really, really good for you, but you need to be able to withstand the Wind type or the Flying types that are now going to come out because of Ogerpon. 3 out of the 4 forms are weak against Flying types, so keep that in mind. So we have Iron Bundle and Arcanine versus Tornadus and Iron Hands. Now, Intimidate's going to go off, which is unfortunate, but what I do need to prevent 100% is Tornadus being knocked out by any type of ice move that comes out of his Iron Bundle, especially after Boost Energy was just used. So we're going to Terra, we're going to Tailwind, and I'm going to go ahead and just Drain Punch. right into this Arcanine. The glasses throw me off. That's so dope. The glasses throw me off. It's like looking into my shifty eyes. All right. Let's see. What is your decision? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? They're also gonna Terra. And it's going to be Iron Bundle. Turn it to Ghost. Ah, you thought I was going for that slot. I wasn't. A good shot, though. I'm also going to Terra. And it's not going to be Iron Hands. It's going to be Tornadoes because I need it to survive at least a turn. Unless you doubled into that slot, and then which it's not going to last a turn. Tailwind goes off, so now I'm a little bit faster, but I'm not faster than this Iron Bundle at all. Icy Wind, which is definitely going to lower down my speed for Iron Hands, but not for Tornadoes, and that's okay. Will-O-Wisp, oh, you do burn. That's unfortunate, but that's okay. Iron Hands can still do a lot of damage even while burnt. Grand Punch, with the -1 and burnt, still does a ton. Still does a ton. Okay. Burn damage goes off. Now we're going to Bleak Wind. And I'm just going to punch the Arcanine again. I could focus on Iron Bundle, but I don't think I really need to do anything else. Its item was the booster energy, so I know it's not carrying anything anymore. And he's probably thinking, oh, you're going to swap out now. And it's like, no, I will not. I will not swap out. You can, and I suggest you do. Good call with the Arcanine, keeping the Iron Bundle out there because it's kind of safe. Here comes the Rillaboom. Oh, I'm going to get some extra healing on this Iron Hands. This is going to be dope. But the Grass Glide now comes available. Bleak Wind Storm. Misses the Iron Bundle. It's going to hit this Rillaboom for a lot. Almost a one-hit KO. Whew. That's calc to survive. Race Dry over on the Tornadoes. Does enough damage for the crit. It goes down. Grand Punch on the Rillaboom does not get the KO, but I heal up to full. That's dope. Okay, so between these two Pokemon, what's super effective? I already Terra it, so Garchomp being out there is probably not going to be the best idea. Alright, we'll do it. Bring out Urshifu. Aqua Jet to the Rillaboom. Heavy Slam into the Iron Bundle. I would U-turn here, but he's going to get off Grassy Glide first, so I have to do Aqua Jet, and that sets up... Oh, fake out. Aqua Jet. Rillaboom faints. So this is a 1-for-1. Freeze Dry right over on that Urshifu. Boop. Oh, it just does not stand. Will not stand very tall. Iron Hands Flinch couldn't move. But we'll heal. Like the thought that I had for Urshifu was to U-turn out of there, but I thought of Grassy Glide and it's like, I don't think that's gonna be good. But that Freeze Dry would have knocked out my own Garchomp. It was ×4. So there was like no way of winning or surviving that. My only hope is that I can get set up for Iron Hands to maybe win this. Arcanine now comes back out. Intimidate goes off. No, I'm not going to flinch. Hit the Iron Bundle. I outspeed this Iron Bundle. Absolutely. I think they helped me more than they thought. Like, yeah, Iron Bundle's gonna outspeed me, but I think I'm gonna be able to do more damage to it than it is going to do to me. Stompy Tantrum. Yep, is gonna knock out this Arcanine, even though Grassy Surge is on the field. It halves the damage, but he's ×4. Icy Wind. Knocks Garchomp down to 4 HP, and the speed drops again. Heavy Slam. Oh, I thought that would do more. I mean, he is burnt. He's burnt, got -2, maybe not. Maybe I should have swapped him out earlier, way earlier. He still has one more? Oh, Tyranitar. Oh, no. Only use Stompy Tantrum. I'm just gonna Drain Punch into the T-Tar. Icy Wind. Down goes Gyarados. Drops some speed some more. Yeah, they won this one. Low kick. Not so much. Drain Punch. But now I get to heal up quite a bit. Oh, man, I wish that was so much more. Unfortunately, it's not. Healing from the Grassy Surge. Burn. Grassy Terrain goes for one more turn. Oh boy. I wonder if there's another steel type move to use besides Heavy Slam for Iron Hands. Let's take a look, shall we? Heavy Slam is good, but it's only meant to counter Flutter Mane. Freeze Try. That's a little bit of damage. Is that enough to knock him out though? It is. Iron Hands finally goes down between the two Pokemon. So, do you get another steel type move? Iron Defense, Heavy Slam. That's it. It's Iron Defense and Heavy Slam. That's it. Oh, he gets Iron Head too. He just barely missed it. Maybe Iron Head might be better. I'll run some calcs on that later. All right, this battle, we've got Illumise, Landorus, Chi-Yu, Rillaboom, Flutter Mane, and Kleavor. Interesting. Okay, so in this matchup, let's go Tornadus Urshifu so we can get automatically started off with some rockin' beats here. Let's see, 1, 2. I kind of want to bring in Arcanine for that, but I'm going to bring in Garchomp for sure. Kleavor. I have a counter for Kleavor. May not even have a counter for Therian or Incarnate Landorus. It's usually Theron, but this one's different. This one's probably got the Sheer Force build, which means Life Orb might be equipped, but that glitch doesn't work anymore. I say it's a glitch. It's probably not. Before you could use Life Orb and Sheer Force and it didn't take out the life damage. Secondary effect and all, but it recently did not work in the Kitakami prologue, so that's why I say it's a glitch. Yeah, I'll bring an Arcanine. We'll leave Sinistcha and Iron Hands in the back. We'll leave those two, see what happens. Really amazing Kleavor. versus Urshifu and Tornadus. Okay, so Illumise isn't going to be able to do anything too much, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and start with the Tailwind, Terra Water, Surgeon Strikes into the Cleavor to hopefully knock it out this turn. Could swap out to someone else, and then Rillaboom would be able to take all of that damage and force me to swap, but next turn, I will be able to completely knock that Pokemon out. They're going to Terra. It's going to go to the Illumise, thinking that oh, you trying to prevent Prankster. That's cool. That's adorable. You know what also would do that? Mental Herb. So you're probably thinking, oh, Fake Out or anyone that's going to be able to stop it, you know, Covert Cloak. But no, you're just going to say, nope, no taunting for you because priority. It's like, well, I can use something else. But I'm going to use Tailwind so I get the fast start. You're going to go next because you also have Prankster. Oh, you're doing Sunny Day? That's dope. Lowers down Urshifu's attacks quite a bit. I will definitely give you that. Surgeon Strikes right into the Cleavor. Oh, that's still a 3-hit KO. I'm sorry. I applaud you from lowering down my water damage, but probably not the best idea. 3 times he goes down. Cleavor faints. Okay, you sent out Fluttermane. Ooh, nice call. Absolutely nice call. Speed was heightened. Right now, I outspeed you. I'm gonna Bleak Wind, and I'm gonna hit that Fluttermane with everything I've got, because it's not gonna be able to knock me out. Okay, Tailwind, so you make it go first. Dazzling Gleam does not knock out either one of my Pokemon. Bleak Wind Storm does a lot to both of your Pokemon, and Fluttermane now goes down to Searching Strikes. Even in the sun, it's not bulky enough to withstand it. Two out of 4 is done. Half your team is gone. Okay, Chi-Yu. Now this is a problem. That is a problem. Now I'm officially doomed. Am I though? Am I? I have Tailwind for 2 more turns. Bleak Wind. Swap to Garchomp. I know that I resist both of those attacks, but I'm going to bring out Garchomp so that I don't get totally screwed with. Oh no! Fake Tears. Hits the Tornadus for a lot. But there's a reason why I swapped out. So now I bring an Arcanine. Who essentially ignores that fire damage and does Intimidate for no reason. But I'm going to Extreme Speed into that slot, and I'm going to Stomping Tantrum into that slot. So Stomping Tantrum goes into Chi-Yu, and Extreme Speed goes into Illumise. Not enough to KO, but that's totally fine. Fake Tears is going to lower down the special defenses of Garchomp. 2 stages. But I don't think he's going to live. Pop. Chi-Yu goes down. And it's just Illumise. The battle over. You outspeed me right now, so that's cool, but battle's canceled. I figured. Illumise isn't really anything, so you could just pretty much leave him alone the entire time. Not a bad prankster choice, but like you kind of had me when you did Sunny Day, but you offer hardly any support. And that comes from experience because I wanted to use Klefki that did the exact same thing with like Metal Sound. Did not work well. Just didn't work well. Good game, nonetheless.